Hello everyone, I know it's been so long since I made a video for this channel and life sometimes gets that way, as we all know. Here in northern Indiana, our winters have become a bit shorter over the years. In fact, my tulips started popping up in late February last year. That was a surprise. And of course, once the holidays are over, I've always got my mind on the outdoors and I want to start planning the garden beds, making lists of flowers I want to try for the year and all that jazz. So it got me thinking about my favorite annual no fuss or low fuss go-to flowers I always want in my garden. My number one favorite would be the tall zinnia. I've been growing a mix of them for a couple years, my favorite being the Northern Lights mix of red, pink, and purple. They are very tolerant to most summer conditions. They'll grow in almost any soil that isn't mud, and they are tough. These beautiful flowers attract butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds. I've seen the hummingbirds most often collecting from these, at least in my experience with what I have in my yard. These will need full sun to get the most out of their blooms, but other than that, they're pretty easy. Another favorite is the petunia, more specifically the wave petunia. You'll want to read the recommendations on the label for each type. Hummingbirds will drink from these too, especially from the red and pink ones, and I know bees might like these too, but I have seen them more often at the sunflowers, which brings us to my next favorite, the sunflower. These things will grow anywhere with sun, I'm telling you. You may end up with more than you want if you're not careful. Bees, birds, you name it, they love them. I enjoy the busy bee sunflower. You can find those almost anywhere. They grow to about 4 or 5 feet, and American goldfinches will absolutely love your yard. They will keep gathering from them even into early fall when it's time to harvest. I don't know much about what varieties are best for roasting seeds, so I'm not the person to ask about that, but I just can't go without sunflowers in my garden. My next one is one that surprised me last year, and that's Alyssum. I've grown a few different colors, and the white lasted into fall quite easily, and it just looked great interspersed with petunias. If you want something that looks classy and is easy to grow and stands up to many conditions, definitely consider adding Alyssum to your list, no matter the color. I don't know how long this list is going to be, so I'm just gonna move on to something else I'm thinking of. These are so whimsical and elegant at the same time. They're cosmos, and the main thing to watch out for is placement. They get pretty tall, and they can easily crowd out other plants, so just make sure you put them somewhere with lots of sunlight and not in front of anything much shorter. You can mix them with zinnias, but I would recommend being sparse with your seeds because both of those grow so easily and you can quickly have too many and they will fight for nutrients, and no one wants fighting in the garden. Next are Bachelors Buttons. These make a statement, I'll tell you. The blue ones are especially noticeable. If you want a true blue color that also happens to be non-toxic to your pets, you most definitely want Bachelors Buttons. Just try not to overcrowd these as well. Follow the recommendations on the packet and they should do wonderfully. What else? Okay, so another low maintenance annual I love is the Impatiens. This is the only one on this list that prefers morning sun and actually thrives in part sun to shade. I usually grow these in my front yard because of where the sun is. My backyard is the heat factory and these would not do so well there. As long as you place these where they won't get fried in the afternoon and early evening, you should be good. I know there is a variety called the Sun Patient, but I don't have any experience with those. Maybe I'll try them this year, who knows. Anyway, they come in loads of colors. I've tried so many and they all look great. The starts are cheap to buy during the spring and early summer. I'd say they're even more affordable than petunia starts for sure. I almost forgot to mention marigolds. They are fantastic. They repel a number of insects you don't want while attracting bees and butterflies and other good things. They are gorgeous when mixed with other plants like salvia, and they have a wide variety of colors. My favorites are the bright yellow and the orange. They work so well in contrast with others, and they catch the eye from so far away. They also last into fall, so you often see them right next to an autumn mum in full bloom, and I've found they look great together. So those are just some of my easy annual plants on my must-have list year after year. If you have any questions, I can do my best to answer them. Before I end the video, what are some of the garden plants you can't go without? Let me know, and that might even spark some ideas for me to try. Thanks so much for watching, and happy gardening, everyone.